Right, I'm so pleased that so many of you managed to turn up today, because this has been quite a trip that we've been on, getting to this point, into this empty building and establishing this exhibition. But it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Mayor of Chelmsford, who's going to formally open the exhibition. So what we're going to do, we'll do a little opening ceremony now. Then the plan is we've got a buffet here, so you can go and help yourself to some foods, still wander around looking at hopefully some things you find interesting. And then after that, Tim Wander's going to be giving us a talk about Hall Street. And Tim's the author of a book about Hall Street. And I'm going to present one of these books to the Mayor. But the books are on sale to everybody at £8 a go. And while Tim is here, of course, he will sign them. So I'm going to present this one to the Mayor.
Thank you very much indeed.
And thank you very much for coming to so as I say, and after the Mayor has done the opening ceremony, Tim will do his talk, and then we will close. So over to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, it's absolutely amazing being here, ladies and gentlemen. On my way down, though, I was sort of thinking a little bit about the history of Chelmsford over the years. Because it wasn't far from here that the Romans, of course, as we know, settled. And then the crossing across the river sort of disappeared, and that came back into fashion again. Over 800 years ago, we had our market by royal charter, which we still have today. In the 1800s, the railway came to Chelmsford, which transformed the town in many respects, some for the good, and those, if they were running the staging public houses and stations, they didn't think it was very good at all, because they all went out of business. And there's so many other things that have happened in Chelmsford over the years. But of course, the one thing that stands out above everything else to my mind, because of the impact it's had not just on our city, but has had on the world as a whole, was of course Marconi coming here, establishing his first works here, and wireless taking off in the way that we know it has. When I started working in the city nearly 50 years ago, I was with a firm of marine insurance adjusters for ships that sort of went bang in the night. And in those early days, I mean, everyone had wireless operators on board their ships, but whichever flag they were flying, nearly everyone was a Marconi officer operating those wirelesses. And it didn't matter whether they were Greek, anywhere else in Europe, American, British, or wherever, it was Marconi. And the number of looking at the history of a particular accident or incident that ships had been in, and looking through all the messages that had gone in and out to salvors and other people, excuse me, the number of Marconigrams that I saw in those years was quite extraordinary. This building, of course, has evolved in the way in which Chelmsford has evolved over the years. You know, the silk factory, then Marconi, then our water company, Essex Water, and now a new use. I mean, it is going to be not what everyone would have necessarily wanted. We do want to see, at some point, I'm sure, a much more permanent tribute and memory of what Marconi achieved. But we have got that at least for the next 3 months. And I know so many people have been so terrifically involved in ensuring not only that that has happened, but once it was agreed, that this exhibition has taken off. And the Chelmsford Civic Society and their subgroup, the Marconi Science WorX group, have really must have our gratitude and our thanks for all they have done. Because this gives us the history, not just of Marconi. Of course, BBC will be celebrating their 25th? 30th, almost as old as me. Their 30th anniversary, it's up there in a few weeks' time. And of course, our friends in Italy that have done so well to let us have here on display so many from their own exhibition. And I know in the first week you've had quite a lot of people through, and I hope that this event today will encourage more people to come in. I know you've got some of the schools coming in as well, so that not only those of us that lived in Chelmsford many years, or in some cases are born and bred Chelmsfordians, but newer people into our city, come in here and see this important part of Chelmsford history and take it on board, understand it, and see what place Chelmsford had in the bigger scheme of things when it comes to wireless and then to radio. So without further ado, I'm absolutely delighted to formally open this great exhibition, congratulate again everybody associated with it, and hope between now and the end of May, when it closes, that many thousands of people come and view it, and that they enjoy it as much as all of us here are enjoying it this morning. Thank you very much.
The buffet is now open, ladies and gentlemen.